So yes, this is the DJI Ronin S. This gimbal was launched in 2018, which is very, very long ago. That is about 5 years ago. So what we're building with a 5-year-old gimbal, it's about pricing. The latest one out right now is the RS3 Pro, is the best of the best. And the combo right now on B&H is about $1,099. That is without tax. For the Ronin RS2, that's the Ronin S2, the one immediately after this, that one cost about $888. So you can get this on eBay right now for $199 to $250, which is a fraction of the price. And it's basically a capable gimbal. It's not, though we have some newer features in the RS2 and the RS3 Pro, but you cannot still take away the ability of this gimbal. So this gimbal works well for your mirrorless cameras, your DSLRs, and maybe some very lightweight cinema cameras. So the cameras we have here in the studio are Blackmagic cameras. We have the 6K Pro and the 4K, that's the Pocket 4K. This is our Ronin S in its parts. This is how it comes in the box. So in this video, what we'll be covering will be balancing of our camera on the Ronin S, and we're going to test the Ronin S, get some test shots. So the camera we're balancing on the gimbal today is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K Pro. I have it right here with me, and the lens we'll be using will be a Rokinon Cine DX lens. This is a 24mm lens and has a max T-stop of 1.5. So we'll be balancing this camera on this gimbal. This is how you assemble the gimbal, because these are all the things that come in the box. You have, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what each of them are individually. This is your base. This is your base where the gimbal sits on. So you can put your gimbal down and you can balance properly or drop it somewhere or anywhere, but do not drop it anywhere carelessly. This is the battery pack. The Ronin S is estimated to last about 12 hours, but this unit is about 4 years old. So it depends on how well balanced the camera is, but this can last like 6 hours right now from my last test. But most of the time your camera is not on your gimbal, so you do not have to use it throughout shooting every day. Or if you're on a long day shoot, you won't be on your gimbal throughout the day, so you can always turn off the gimbal and make it work for you. This is the motor assembly. This is where we have control units and we have the motors. This is called the tilt axis. This is called the roll axis, and this is what called the so this is what we call the pan axis. So right here we have the base plate. This is where you attach the camera. This is also added in the box, and this allows you to adapt cameras that have very large width. So, and I had to also get this. This is a small rig clamp, and it has a small rig weight on it. This is because this camera is quite heavy, and you'll see when we're balancing it, the roll axis cannot balance properly without this. So this was gotten extra. This doesn't cost more than I think $20, $20, $30 for this unit here. So yes, that is if you're balancing the Blackmagic only, cameras that are this wide. But if you have smaller cameras like mirrorless cameras, or even your Canon 5D Mark IV, your Canon USSR, Canon R5, your Sony A7S III, those cameras balance without any problems. You don't even need this extra plate. So assembling the gimbal, yes, the base plates and the battery come together like this. You see this arm, the motor assembly is keyed in through here. You just have to make sure this point slides in. It has to slide in fully. Yep. And now you take this knob here, is the lock knob, and you lock the gimbal and secure it. And you can press it as hard as you want. It just has to be very secure. Yes, so the gimbal is assembled, and now we have to balance. So if you notice, we put this base plate right here now. Let's have a test. if you have these base plates right here, yep, so if you slide this in, you see there's no clearance on this edge here. Even though you have it all the way out here, this doesn't affect that. So there's no clearance for the camera to even be mounted on it. So you cannot even mount your Blackmagic cameras on the Ronin S traditionally. So what you need to do is just this simple solution here. So we have these plates mounted on this. So this allows your base plate to be offset. It's an offset plate. It's an offset plate. It allows the mounting thread to be offset from the main mounting thread. So you can just have something like this. And now, instead of the base plate to be mounted here in the center, it can now be mounted here on this thread. So anytime you want to put your base plate in, just ensure that this arrow is facing towards the lens. So this arrow is in the direction of the lens. So we have the plate mounted on the camera, and all we need to do is just take the gimbal, slide it in. You're sliding it onto this axis. You're sliding it on this plate. So the first thing you need to do is to ensure that when you put the camera in on the gimbal, holding this tilt axis, hold the tilt motor and gently slide your camera until your camera doesn't swing this way or this way. So you gently adjust until you find that balance. You see it's tilting backward as I leave it. Keep pushing, still tilting backwards. So you lock, but your tilt axis is not fully balanced yet. To fully balance your tilt axis, if you turn your camera's 90 degrees facing upwards, you see it's moving towards the right side, it's moving away from me. And what you need to do is adjust this tilt arm here. You loosen this knob, and because it's going this way, it's falling this way, it means it is front heavy. So you just push this towards yourself. Now you see it's backward heavy. It's coming towards me. So you make micro adjustments. Gently pushing. Gently pushing. Still backward heavy, but it's almost there. Backward heavy is almost there. And yes, this looks like a good balance. So you also check again if your camera still falls forward or backward, and it's not falling forward or backward. So it means you balance your tilt motor. But you can see your camera is falling towards this side. It means your roll axis is not balanced. And this is where I'll show you why the Blackmagic cameras cannot. You need this extra clamp. Is because this arm, when I push it in towards the side, because it's falling towards the side. I want it to fall towards the side because look, if I have it pushed towards the side, it falls, the weight is on this side. So I want the weight on this side. If I push it to the max, to the limit, it still falls to that side. It means there is no more room for me to adjust for this side, and this camera is not balanced. You cannot balance the roll motor like this. So you take this clamp and attach it to this arm, just loosen it. So this allows you to even add extra. This allows you to add extra weight if you need to. You can add more depending on how much weight you need. So you see now the camera is bending towards the side. It means you have room to make adjustments here. Adjusting, yeah, it's balanced on the roll axis. It's not falling towards this side or this side. stays, it's balanced. The last axis to adjust is the pan axis. So to adjust the pan axis, you hold the camera to your body in this way, and this is the knob. This is the control knob for the pan axis. You can push forward or push backwards. So you hold the camera to your body like this, hold the camera forward, then turn the roll axis 45 degrees. It falls this way. It means it's heavy towards the side. It's not balanced. It's meant to stay in place. So it means you can see this axis. It's turning this way. It means you need to push this backwards to have more weight towards the side. Now have a look. You see it's falling towards that way, so the adjustment was too much. So I take it gently again, tilt it this way. You can see the roll motor doesn't move, it just stays in place. It's not swinging here, it's not swinging here. It means your pan axis is also balanced and you have your gimbal fully balanced. There's a power button on your battery pack here. You tap it once and you hold it down. So your power is on, and you can, this is how you turn on the gimbal. There's a power button on this side. You hold it down and you watch it come on. Yeah, it's on. So the main importance of balancing your camera is to ensure that your motors are not overworked and your shots are not shaky. So right now we have a balanced camera and it's balanced on your gimbal. Let's take it for a spin. But before we take it for a spin, let's look at these buttons here. These are different modes. You can change the modes with your mode button. So you have different modes, 1, 2, 3. You can also record if your camera is connected to the gimbal. Right now we're taking our balanced gimbal and camera assembly for a spin. Let's do this.
So final thoughts, the Ronin S is still a pretty good gimbal. It is still strong, still powerful, and it is a very great partner for your mirrorless cameras, your light cameras, your even slightly heavier cameras. It still works perfectly well, it's not bad, and you can get it for as cheap as $150 on eBay. If you want something a bit more powerful, the RS2 is also cheaper now because we have the RS4 out, RS4 Pro out for the past couple of months now. So we have the RS2 going for a good deal on eBay, $250. So yeah, it's all about choices now. But I still say the the Ronin S is still good for what it is. It is not a bad gimbal at all. It still does its job, and if you buy a camera, buy a cheap used camera, and you are on a budget, maybe you want to do the rig, you have $1,000, you can go for, or you have $1,500 to spend totally, and you bought a camera lens, and you need a cheap gimbal to throw in there for stabilized shots. You can pick this camera up for $150, $160 and still pull off some awesome shots, even without spending so much money on a new gimbal. So yeah, that's just my own final thoughts. For the prices now, the Ronin S is still indispensable and you can't go wrong with it.